Hello, I'm Julia. I'm a certified Ascension coach, and today I'd like to talk a little bit about my own twin flame journey. And I think it's really important to share so that you can see what a twin flame journey consists of, and all the different types of things that can happen. Of course, every union is different, but within each union, it's really all of the healing steps that anyone is going to have to take. So I'm going to share mine. So my journey began in 2002, so a long time ago. And at that time in my life, I had really called in a good relationship. So I'd had relationships before, but I was really looking for something better. Obviously, we always are when we move on to a new relationship. And so back in 2002, I met someone who had all of the hallmarks of a twin flame, even though back then term twin flame wasn't used. Internet didn't have anything to do with twin flames on it. And I certainly didn't know that term. But we really might call it something like a soulmate, just somebody that feels really like your person. And so I met somebody, and they seemed to fulfill everything that I would want in a partner. And that looks like perhaps maybe looks can certainly be part of it, but twin flames, you can't tell who they are by how they look. But compatibility, and that might be in terms of the work they do. You might enjoy what they do, you might be interested in it, home life, the way they live, their lifestyle, their beliefs, the type of home they want to live in, the way that they want to be in the home, even down to small details about everyday life, music, art, play, fun, all those things. So there is a certain thing called a love list that you can create. And if you write that from your heart, that will tell you who your twin flame is, because everything on your love list will be who your true twin flame is. And so this person that I met seemed to match. I didn't really have a love list back then, but if I had, it would have included many, many, many of the things that this person represented. And so it's the first time that I'd ever experienced something like that, which was, yeah, really pivotal in my life. And so my heart really opened up, because obviously your heart's only going to open up if it believes you're with the right person. And the right person is always your twin flame. And so my heart did open up. And in that process, I really, for the first time in my life ever, let love in. And of course, when we let love in, when we really open to deeper love, what happens is all the blocks, all of the fears to being with love come to the surface. Not necessarily all at once, but the patterns will show up, and they show up so that you can go deeper. And in that experience with that person, I noticed there were a couple of things that didn't feel right, a couple of core values, which again you'll share with your true twin flame, that this person didn't share with me. And they were kind of family based, to do with children and family life, and they just did not match me there, to the degree where I was, yeah, actually quite repulsed by them. But it was a really sad experience, because of course I believed that was my real person. And by the way, the realization of that being my person, or not my person, I should say, didn't really happen for quite a long time afterwards, which is why I'm starting my story here, because this is where it all began. So my heart opened. This person seemed to match everything I wanted, and yet there were some characteristics and behaviors that really did not. And it was actually very sad to discover that, because we parted ways, because those core values were essential to me. There was something that I couldn't, they were deal breakers, we call it. There are things that I absolutely couldn't compromise on. And because you don't compromise on your love list, you don't need to. So after this, what happened to me was, because my heart had been cracked open, because I had let love in, something had stirred within me. And really, it's what we call the call of love, the call home. And I didn't know this at the time. But this event, this relationship was so pivotal for me, because it really made me examine love, myself, my needs, what I wanted, what went wrong. And also all these feelings came to the surface, which now we know is so true on a twin flame journey, that I just had no reference point for back then. That all my blocks, all my fears, all my illusions about love came to the surface. So I was kind of left in this space of, well, now what do I do? Emotionally, I don't feel very strong. I feel like something's happening to me and I don't really understand what this is. And it is a lot to deal with, a lot. Really, really was. And so what I did was, and I wasn't really someone that was brought up with strong religious beliefs or really an understanding of God. But what happened to me after this was I sat in meditation. It just seemed really natural to me to just sit and be. And as I did that, I began to connect with a feeling of love and that I came to know as God. And that feeling of love would reassure me as I sort of lay sobbing on the carpet, not knowing what was happening to me, not understanding this process, not knowing how I lost love. How come love could come along and then go? Like, it didn't make any sense, right? And so trying to make sense of this experience really, really, really changed things. So this God, this divine being inside of me, started to guide me. And funnily enough, because obviously the internet didn't have what I needed, but I was guided to go to this little secondhand bookshop near the seafront where I used to live. Cute little shop. And I just take a walk up there. And every time I go in this shop, there'd be this amazing self-help book sitting on the shelf. And I'd never been one for those kind of books. I've been into astrology and things like that, but I was guided, definitely guided to these books. And actually, the first book I ever bought in this secondhand shop that I still have is Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. And really, that book began an awareness that you can heal, that you're not powerless, and that something's happening to show you what needs to leave your system, your life, something that you're experiencing that you don't have to experience. And Louise Hay, she's got an amazing story, and she came through so much adversity, and she's a wonderful role model. And so I began studying this book and doing the exercises there, which is really a lot to do with just connecting with yourself, feeling your feelings, having a relationship with yourself, finding out how you feel, what your beliefs are, what your blocks are. And I would sit and connect with myself, actually sit in front of a mirror. You don't need a mirror, but I felt guided to do that, to sort of connect with myself, to start having a conversation with myself. And I learned how to meditate. I learned how to communicate with myself. I learned how to feel, which, yeah, it involved feeling a lot of sad feelings, a lot of depressive feelings, a lot of grief and loss and confusion and all sorts of things. So many feelings. And that's what really begun the healing journey. And yeah, it really, really changed me. So the twin flame journey, whether it's a true twin flame or a false twin flame, is really about focusing you on you. It's about realizing that love, the love you experience is the love you're having with yourself, the relationship that you're having with yourself. And if that relationship is blocked or hurting or wounded, then the outside is going to reflect that. No matter if you have the best intentions in the world, you cannot have on the outside what you have not given to yourself first within. So that's really where my healing journey began. And I feel like that's enough for today. I'm going to reveal more in the next video and take it in stages, because obviously we are talking over 20 years of journey. I don't want that to put you off. That doesn't mean your journey has to take that long. Certainly doesn't now that we have all of the tools, the teachings of union at Twin Flames Universe, which mean that you can do this very quickly indeed. But I'm here to share my story before those teachings came along, of really how, what I experienced and what brought me to where I'm at today. There's been a lot of changes. So it's my pleasure to share that with you. And I hope you enjoyed this first part one. If you like, please like and subscribe if you did. And I'll be back with more very soon. So thank you. Bye for now.